go. Whew. Alrighty, so like I said, comfortable seated position. As always, that comfortable seated position can be whatever works best for you. So legs can be crossed, legs can be long, feet can be planted, knees can be bent, wherever you need to be is fabulous to get us started here. Welcome. It looks like mostly familiar faces, but I'm Sarah, and I am so happy to have you here for yoga and Pilates today. Starting off our practice this morning by just taking our scan of the body and just kind of taking notice of any judgment of how we're feeling today, what's going on in the body, where those places of tension are that maybe built up from a workout earlier this week or from sitting a little bit too much in one fashion this week. And as you take that scan from the top of the head down to the tips of the toes, and you notice those places and spaces that maybe don't feel 100% as we get started, just starting off our practice on the right foot for you by giving you the option to choose any initial range of motion that may feel good for you to get started with. So maybe you just stay seated in center and focus on your breath a little bit. Maybe you found some tension through the lower back or the torso. So you find a spinal twist or a lateral stretch. Maybe you find that seated cat to cow. Maybe it's a roll of the head and the neck or a nice easy side to side, pulling the ear towards the shoulders. Maybe the tension is in the lower body. So you take the legs out long and just nice and easy, start to fold it forward. We'll take about 4 nice deep breaths wherever you are, wherever you need to be to get started in the right fashion for your practice today. I'm taking about 2 more nice deep breaths here. And when you finish that second, just bringing it back to center, nice and easy. Finding that long spine, releasing the shoulders nice and low away from the ears. And we'll start off with that roll of the head and the neck all together. So finding that next inhale for that super long spine. Our exhale drops the chin to the chest. And then we're going to roll the head side to side. Right ear towards the right shoulder, nice stretch through that side. And then down through center, left ear towards the left shoulder. Just a few times here, nice and easy side to side, getting us going. Getting us warmed up and ready to move. And if it feels good, as always, you can reach down towards the side to just kind of deepen that stretch a little bit. Taking it one more time in each direction. From there, we're going to go into our lateral stretch. So after you finish that second time, taking the chin back to the chest, that inhale brings the head back up nice and long to center. Exhale releases the shoulders low away from the ears. Once again, our inhale takes the arms out and up. Nice long spine, stretching long away from center here. That next exhale takes that right hand down to the mat, that left arm up over top. Let's just find a small hold here in this first side. So the palm can be down. You can dig a little deeper and start to bring the elbow towards the mat, finding that super big stretch from those left fingertips all the way down to that left hip in contact with the mat. With your next inhale, go ahead, take it back to center. Nice long arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale takes that left arm down. Once again, maybe just the palm comes down, maybe the elbow comes down, finding that little hold here, that nice deep stretch. This time through the right side of the body, from the right fingertips down to the right hip, in contact with the mat. From here, I invite you to flow at your own pace. Those inhales pulling you through center, those exhales pulling you side to side, just a few times here in each direction. As always, moving at the pace that works for you. So you could find another little hold in either direction. You could start to move a little faster and at a depth that works for you. So you don't have to come down to the elbow. You can just bring that palm down to the mat and find that nice stretch there. Nice and easy. Let's find one more time in each direction. After that last one, that final inhale pulls you back through center to that nice long spine, those nice long arms, and then let's exhale, circle the arms down and around. From here, take your time finishing out that last direction. Let's just find a couple shoulder circles. Choose a direction, either direction is fabulous. Nice big circles there. Take one more in this first direction and then change it up. Same thing other way. Nice big circles. Pull them up towards the ears, down to the front or the back. Two more circles in this second direction. When you finish that second circle, release those shoulders nice and low away from the ears. Let's move into our spinal twist next. If you're someone that likes to take those arms up as you come through center in your spinal twist, with that next inhale, sweeping the arms up. If you don't, you can keep them nice and low. Our exhale turns the shoulders towards that first side. That opposite side hand comes around to the outside of that knee. That same side hand comes around behind the back. And from here, just go ahead and start to move it at your own pace. Those inhales pulling you through center, whether you take the arms up or keep them low, and those exhales bringing you in either direction. Finding that nice spinal range of motion, just starting it out, moving it side to side. That nice easy twist. You can always look over that back shoulder for a little bit deeper, a completion of that twist all the way up through the neck. If that bothers the neck, feel free to just keep looking in the direction as those shoulders. Let's go ahead and do one more time in each direction here. And as always, if you need that third change of direction to even out, please feel free to do so, finishing out with your second direction one final time. After you finish that out, that next inhale will bring you back to center. If you're taking the arms up long, they'll circle down and around. And if not, just focusing on releasing those shoulders nice and low away from the ears. All right, when you finish that out, we're gonna take those feet out. We're gonna plant the feet and bend the knees. So we're just kind of at a nice, easy sitting position here. And then we're just gonna move a little bit front to back. So kind of similar to our seated cat and cow, but the torso will move. So planting those hands behind the hips, opening through the chest. Maybe you let the head fall back. Maybe that doesn't feel good, so you keep it nice and long, pulling the shoulder blades together, opening the chest. Maybe round the spine up towards the ceiling a little bit. As you exhale, we're gonna walk those hands forward, placing that torso towards or onto the thighs. So however close you feel comfortable getting or can get. And then just rounding the spine out a little bit towards that back wall, opening up those shoulder blades and maybe tucking the chin in towards the chest. From here, go ahead, move a few times in each direction. Walking the hands back, opening through the chest, and walking them forward, opening through the shoulder blades. We only have one more warm-up range of motion after this, and then we'll get moving a little bit faster. Get into a little bit of core work to get us started. Fabulous. Go ahead one more time in each direction. So one more time back. One more time forward. Finding your long spine. After that, and our final warm-up stretch is just going to be a lower body stretch. We're going to take those legs out nice and long. And then I just invite you to move into an easy forward fold. So fingertips coming down towards the shins, the ankles, or the toes. That fold through the legs. So maybe you point the toes up towards the ceiling. Maybe you let them kind of relax a little bit towards that opposite wall. Same thing with the head and the neck. You can keep it a little bit longer, or you can release the chin down towards the chest. Trying to relax the lower back. Find that nice stretch all the way up the back of the legs and through the back. Excellent. One more inhale and exhale in this fold. And that next inhale sits us up nice and tall. Go ahead, bend the knees, plant the feet once again. Take those arms out nice and long in front. And then super slow and controlled, fighting against gravity. We're gonna roll it on back. You need to scoot forward a little bit first, feel free. And then take it down nice and slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. When you get to that halfway point, try and almost kind of hold here in this modified boat pose, starting to round out the spine of the pelvis and then lowering all the way down. We're going to do two more full roll-ups all the way up and all the way back down. Inhale takes the arms overhead. Exhale circles the arms around. As little momentum as you need to get off the floor brings us up to that long spine. And our exhale rolls us back down nice and slow and controlled. After that first one, all the way up, all the way down, we've got one more just like that. Inhale finds our long spine, super slow and controlled. We come off of the mat using the core. Inhale to our long spine at the top. Exhale, rolls us down. When you get to the bottom, we're going to bring those knees to that tabletop position, fingertips behind the ears, elbows out wide. We're going to start with just kind of our basic bicycle, just like you might do in a regular core class, but I want this to be super slow and controlled, and taking your long leg as low and long as you can take it. So let's take that left leg out nice and long. That left elbow reaches up towards that right knee. We've got that nice stretch, that nice oblique. And then side to side, we're just going to switch those legs. Again, taking that long leg as low and long as you can, and that opposite elbow up towards that knee. Go ahead and switch back and forth, nice and controlled here a couple times. So not super fast, but keeping it just moving nice and easy. As always in your core movements, don't forget to breathe. Keeping that belly button tucked in towards the spine. Excellent work, excellent work. We're here for just another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, bring those knees back to tabletop. Let the head and shoulders release down onto the mat. Those hands can go out into an A-frame or underneath those hips. And we're just going to start with knees bent, toes pointed up towards the ceiling. We're just going to do our bent knee, leg lower. So bringing them down with that 90 degrees, still holding. If you can bring them all the way to the mat while keeping your lower back nice and stable, feel free. And then back up to that 90 degree, that tabletop. So down and back up, we're trying to keep that lower back nice and stable. It can be a little bit off the mat, but it shouldn't be moving up and down as you lower your legs. If you start to feel it release and come up towards the ceiling, the belly releases up towards the ceiling more than it was before, then just decrease your range of motion a little bit and don't quite take those heels all the way down to the mat. We're in this for just another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and pull it back up to that tabletop once again. We've got 2 more core exercises before we get into our flow today, so keeping it moving here. We're going to do just a modified version of that bicycle. So let's do our single leg stretch. Pull that right knee in towards the chest. That left leg goes out long. The lower and longer it is, the more challenging this is. The higher towards the ceiling this is, the less challenging it'll be. Choose your difficulty. Take that right leg out towards and to meet the left. They should both be long briefly. And then we pull that left knee in. So same thing, slow and controlled. The left leg goes out to meet the right. They're both long briefly. And then we pull that opposite side and keep it moving nice and steady here, side to side, floating the head and shoulders up off the mat if you can for that extra challenge, but keeping the chin a tennis ball size space away from the chest. So we're not pulling in super tight. We're not using the neck to lift. We're here for just another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, take just a moment, pull the knees in towards the chest. Like I said, one more core specific movement before we get into our flow, where we work on our balance. Our final core movement is just to step up from that bent knee, leg lower. So let's take those feet up towards the ceiling. Once again, you can have the arms out in your A-frame, or you can have them underneath the hips for a little more support for the lower back. Same concept, choose your range of motion. Feet come down towards the mat. If the lower back can stay stable all the way down, and you bring them almost all the way down. If it can't, just bring it through the range of motion to where your lower back stays right where it is, whether it's pressed all the way against the mat or you have just a little bit of a natural arch there. Either way, it shouldn't be moving around as you move your legs up and down. Keeping on breathing, keeping on going here. We've got a couple more seconds. This is our last core specific movement before we get into our flow. And we're here for just another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, pull those knees into the chest, let the head and shoulders release and relax. Excellent job. Our flow is going to start from our child's pose today. So feel free to kind of roll it up and over, grab a sip while you're on your way. Maybe find any small range of motion that helps release your lower back or your core. And then we're going to roll it over and bring it into our child's pose. Alrighty, so child's pose, again, as always, those knees can be as wide as is comfortable for you to take them. Those big toes are nice and close together. The hips are set back towards the heels. The arms are out nice and long. Now I've got kind of a two-part flow here. We're going to go child's pose to cobra. From cobra, we're going to go down dog. Then we'll go out to our plank, and then we'll press back to child's pose. If down dog and plank are not working for you today, if the wrist or the shoulders are not there for it, you can just keep on switching between our child's pose and our cobra. That's always an option. I'm going to do it that step up into that down dog and plank when I demonstrate. From this child pose, let's take it out to our cobra. So as you lift those hips, those knees can come in a little bit and press the hips forward, press the chest up. As always, once again, you can take it to that baby cobra if the spine isn't quite ready for it yet. From here, you can either press back into that child pose again if you'd like, or let's take it up to that downward facing dog. Toes curl under, hips press up and back. So the hips go back once again, whether you're going into child's pose or down dog, and let's float it out to that plank or that cobra if you're in your child's pose. From here, we're just going to hold for a minute. So if you're in that plank, tucking those hips under, keeping that lower back nice and strong and stable, those shoulders are right over top of those wrists. Fabulous. We're going to press it down to our kind of modified child's pose. So just set those knees down, press the hips back towards the heels. Same thing once again. Let's take it out to our cobra. So knees are right underneath. Those hips come down. That torso comes up for that stretch. Up to that down dog. Curls the toes under, hips up and back. Presses out to our plank or cobra if you press back to child's pose. Little hold here once again. Taking it nice and strong and stable, making sure you're breathing, keeping that core and those glutes engaged. Child's pose once again, knees come down, hips go back. Press the hips forward, cobra. Down dog, curls the toes under, hips up and back. And out to plank. We're going to do that just one more time through. So set those knees down, hips back towards the heels. Press the hips forward, cobra. Down dog. And then out to plank. All right, while we're in this plank this time, instead of just holding here, let's take a nice controlled mountain climber. Knees come in between those elbows, alternating sides, keeping those hips stable. If you're in that cobra, because those wrists aren't feeling it today, you can stay in that cobra, you can press up to down dog, or you can take this break for child's pose. We're in our mountain climber for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's all meet in our down dog. Hips go up and back, pressing those shoulders back, those ears are between the biceps. Right leg, three-legged dog, press it up and back. Bend the left knee, we're gonna sweep that right leg forward, plant it down. That left knee is then gonna meet the mat, top of the left foot meets. We exhale to press those hips forward, our hip flexor stretch, our low lunge. We inhale to press them backwards, lengthen that front leg, lift those front toes, bring that hamstring stretch. Once again, let's press it forward, low lunge. From here, 2 options. Knee can be up or knee can be down. You can keep that left knee on the mat for this one, or you can curl those left toes under, lift the knee. We're going to do our spinal twist. Left arm is going to stay down. Right arm is going to open up. We're twisting towards that front knee. Those right fingertips go as high towards the ceiling as you can get them. Excellent. Go ahead and bring that right hand back down. If you did not lift that left knee, bring it up now. We'll take it to our crescent. Sweep those arms up, sinking into that nice bent right knee. That long left leg, working that hip flexor stretch. Excellent. We're going to do a single knee repeater here. So I want you to hinge forward at those hips, taking your weight to where it can be on your right leg entirely. We're going to pull the left knee in and those elbows in towards center, a little balance on that right leg, and then extend back out, right back into that crescent lunge. Left toes are down, left heel is up. From here, brief warrior 3. Once again, our weight is going to go onto that right leg. We're going to press it up into that balance. Those left toes can be up. They can be down for a little more stability. You can have a slight bend in that knee if you need it. Next exhale steps us back into our crescent once again. Step those left toes down, lift that torso. Nice, lots of control on that standing leg here. We're going to go through our 3-legged dog and meet back in that child's pose. So 3-legged dog is not something that works for you today. Make your way towards child's pose. If it is, those palms come down to the mat. That right leg presses up and back, and then we bring it down to meet the left in our downward facing dog. And then let's bring those knees down and those hips step back towards those heels for that child's pose. We're back to the top. We're going to keep it moving. Press the hips forward, cobra. Downward facing dog. Curl the toes under, hips up and back. Let's take it out to that plank. Little hold out on that high push-up plank. Shoulders are right over the wrists. That core is nice and strong and engaged. Back down to our cobra, knees come down, hips back towards the heels. Sorry, child's pose, not cobra. Now we're gonna move to our cobra, pressing those hips forward, planting those hands, that nice long torso, and then our downward facing dog. As always, you can modify this like I said at the beginning. So if this isn't working for you, take it at the pace and the movements that you need to. Out to plank. Out to plank. Shoulders over wrists, hips come down. Excellent little hold here. Takes us back to that child's pose. Once again, hips step back towards the heels. Knees are down. We press forward to cobra. We press up to down dog. And out to plank. We've got one more time through, you guys. One more time through. Hold this plank for 3, 2, and 1. Knees come down, hips back towards the heels. Press it forward to cobra. Press it up to down dog. And out to plank. Same as before in this plank hold. We've got our mountain climbers nice and slow and controlled. Knees coming in towards the elbows, keeping the hips nice and low. The knees are dropping down, keeping the core nice and engaged. We're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and set those knees down. Sink those hips back to child's pose. Excellent, up to down dog. Roll the toes under, hips up and back. 3-legged dog, left leg this time. Press that left leg forward. We're going back to that lunge. That right knee comes down to the mat, top of that right foot meets. We've got our hip flexor stretch first, so pressing those hips down. Shifting those hips backwards, lifting those front toes up, lengthening that front leg. Hamstring stretch. Go ahead, press it forward. Once again, you've got those 2 options. Knee can be down or knee can come up off of that mat for a spinal twist in which that right hand stays down, that left arm opens up towards the ceiling. Excellent. Go ahead and circle that left arm back down. If you had that right knee down, go ahead, lift it. Let's take it to our crescent lunge. Scoop the arms up. Finding your balance. Finding that nice bend in that left knee, that nice long right leg. Fabulous. We've got our single knee repeater here. Shifting our weight forward, tilting the torso forward. Knee comes towards the elbows as we come in towards center balance on that left leg, and then step it back out nice and long into that crescent. Here comes that warrior 3. Weight goes back onto that left leg again. Toes can stay down, toes can come up. We've got that little balance on our left leg. If you need those palms in towards heart center for your spine, feel free. And then we're stepping it back to our crescent. Right toes come down, right heel stays up, arms come nice and long. Fabulous. Once again, we're gonna move through our 3-legged dog and meet down in that child's pose. So palms come down to that mat, that left leg goes up and back, 3-legged dog. We plant that left foot down next to the right, and then we set those knees down, sink those hips back towards the heels. Awesome, we're gonna spend just a brief time in this child's pose. So if you would like a sip of your beverage, if you need to make any small readjustments or any ranges of motion, we've got about 3 breaths here, nice and easy for you to do so. All righty. Excellent, you guys. We're taking it right back up. We're keeping it moving today. Let's press those hips forward into our cobra. Let's take it up to that down dog. And let's take it out to that plank. This round through, if you'd like, you can add a push-up to each time we take it to plank. Bring it down and back up, whether it's toes or knees, and then meeting us back in that nice stable plank position. Let's take those knees down, hips back towards the heels, child's pose. Cobra, hips forward. Down, up. Out to plank, shoulders over wrists. Same thing here. You can add that push-up if you'd like to, toes or knees. Meeting back in that plank. Knees come down, hips back towards the heels, child's pose. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Out to our plank. Add that push-up if you'd like. Nice work. Child's pose, knees down, hips back. Last time through here. Cobra, hips forward. Down dog, toes curl under, hips up and back. And out to plank. Add that push-up if you'd like to, and then hold in that plank. We still got those mountain climbers this round. Go ahead and get it going. Whenever you finish, if you're doing that push-up, bringing those knees in towards the elbows. We're here for just 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right leg, three-legged dog. Press it up. Bend the left knee, sweep the right leg forward into that low lunge. That left knee meets the mat. That top of that left foot meets the mat. We're hinging forward. We've got that nice hip flexor stretch. We're hinging backwards. We've got that hamstring stretch. Front leg lengthens, front toes lift. Take it forward once again, shifting them up. All right, final twist options here. You can curl that left toe under and lift that back knee, or you can keep it down. Left hand stays down, right arm opens up. Fabulous, right arm comes back down. If you did not have that knee lifted, go ahead, bring it up. Let's take it to our crescent lunge. Sweep the arms up, keep that right knee bent. That left leg is as long as you can get it. Excellent work. All right, we've got that single knee repeater here. So hinging forward, taking your weight onto your right foot. Knee comes in, elbows come in, and then we extend back out, set those left toes down, lengthen that body up. Excellent. All right, so we're going to change it up here. We're going to make a little transition. We're going to do a knee repeater to bring us into our warrior 3. So if you need to tap those feet down before you take it to your warrior 3, find your balance. But our goal here is to pull it into our knee repeater, find our balance on our right, and extend it directly back out so we're in that warrior 3 nice and long. So that's the goal. As always, if you need to step that toe back down and then bring it up, we're right here in that balanced pose. And then we're gonna bend that knee and bring those left toes back down and bring it up into a nice long torso. We've got that crescent lunge, fabulous work through our 3-legged dog to down dog to child's pose. Let's go ahead and plant those hands. Right leg goes up and back, 3-legged dog, and then it goes down to meet the left. Nice, knees come down, hips set back. We've got that child's pose. All right, we're keeping it moving. We've got our little flow here. Let's press it forward to cobra. Up to down dog. Turn those toes under, hips up and back. And out to plank. You can add 1 push-up, or you can add 2 push-ups, or you can add 0 push-ups. Wherever you are today is fabulous. Maybe you're still just in that cobra, and that is also fabulous. Go ahead and set those knees down, sink those hips back towards the heels. Child's pose. Press it up to cobra. Take it up to downward facing dog. And out to plank. Shoulders over wrists. Feel free to add 1 or 2 push-ups if you'd like. That's an option. And then let's set those knees down, sink those hips back towards the heels. Nice. Forward to cobra. Up to that downward facing dog. And out to plank. Again, 0, 1, or 2 push-ups. Any option is fabulous. And then hold that plank. We're going to add those mountain climbers this round. When you're done with those push-ups, if you're taking them, we've got those nice and controlled mountain climbers, knees coming in towards the chest. We're here for just 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips up and back, down dog. Left leg, 3-legged dog. Bend the right knee, sweep the left leg forward, plant it down. That right knee then meets the mat. We're in that low lunge. Hips sink forward. Hips sink back, hamstring stretch. Front toes can come up. Hips sink forward. Once again, here comes our spinal twist. Right knee can stay down. We can curl that right toe under and lift that right knee. Right hand stays down. Left arm opens up. Excellent. Go ahead and bring that left arm back down. If you did not lift that knee, go ahead, lift it. We're taking it into our crescent lunge. Sweep the arms up. Left knee stays bent. Right leg comes long. Awesome. All right, single knee repeater to get us started. So transferring your weight onto that left foot, knee and elbows come together, and then nice and controlled, we take it back out. Once again, our goal on this next one is to take it to our warrior three. So we're bringing it into that knee repeater, and then instead of stepping it back down, we're going to extend it out nice and long. We've got a little hold in our warrior three here, that nice balanced pose. Awesome, nice and controlled. Let's bend that left knee, take those right toes down. We're back to crescent, back to crescent. Excellent. Palms come down through our three-legged dog, down dog to child's pose. Left leg goes up and back. Left goes down to meet the right. Knees come down wide, hips sink back towards the heels. We've got just a brief break. Once again, 2 or 3 nice deep breaths. If you need to grab a sip, go ahead and grab a sip. Take a moment. Maybe you walk those hands right or left. Excellent. If you came out of it, go ahead and make your way back to that child's pose. Alrighty, so we're just going to change up the order a little bit in the interest of time. We're going to go through this kind of low flow, one more full time through, and then we'll do our right side, that knee repeater to warrior three. And then just depending on how much time we have left, we may go directly into that second side. So bear with me, it may be a little bit different on this last time through. From this child's pose, let's take those hips forward into our cobra. Up to that downward facing dog, toes curl under, hips up and back. And we come out to that plank. 0, 1, 2, or 3 push-ups. Taking your time, finding that nice long body. Maybe just that plank is your option today. Wherever you are is fabulous. Let's take it to that child's pose. When you finish those out, knees down, hips back towards the heels. Press it forward to our cobra. Here's round 2. Downward facing dog. Toes curl under, hips go up. Out to our plank. 0, 1, 2, or 3 push-ups, depending on where you're at. Nice, knees down, hips back towards the heels. Child's pose. Fabulous, here's round 3. Hips forward, cobra. Downward facing dog, toes curl under, hips up and back. Take it out to our plank. 0, 1, 2, or 3 push-ups. And knees come down when you finish those. Hips go back towards the heels. Our 4th and final time through here for this round. Press those hips forward, cobra. Downward facing dog, curls those toes under, hips up and back. Out to that plank, 0, 1, 2, or 3 push-ups. When you finish those, keep those knees up. We're in that plank. We're finishing this round off with our mountain climbers. Nice and slow and controlled, getting them going here. Knee in towards those elbows for 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Right leg, 3-legged dog. Sweep that right leg forward. Plant that foot down. Left knee comes down. Hips shift forward for just your exhale. Hips shift backward for just your inhale. Hips shift forward on that exhale. Spinal twist. Knee can stay down, or you can turn those left toes under. Lift that left knee. Left hand plants, right arm opens. Bring that right arm back down. If you have that knee on the ground, go ahead, curl those left toes under, lift it off right now. Let's take it to our crescent, sweep the arms up. Sink into that right knee this time. We're gonna do 2 of our knee repeater to warrior 3 holds. Take it wherever you need to be, any kind of modification. So we're shifting our weight onto our right foot. Our goal is to keep our balance on that right leg. Left knee comes in towards those elbows. We extend out, find one inhale, and then our exhale is going to set those left toes down, recenter, refocus. Same exact thing one more time. Shift it forward, find your balance on your right. Left knee and elbows come together, and then we extend out. Little extra hold on that warrior three. So that right foot is planted nice and stable. We're keeping on breathing. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Plant those left toes, lift that torso. We're back in our crescent lunge. Like I said, we're gonna go right to that other side. So we'll go through 3-legged dog to down dog, and then we've got our 3-legged dog on the left side. So go ahead and plant those hands. Right foot goes up and back, 3-legged dog. Set it down next to the left. Left leg, 3-legged dog. Bend the right knee, sweep the left leg forward, plant that foot. Right knee comes down, hips shift forward with just your exhale. Hips shift backward with your inhale. Hips shift forward with that exhale. Here comes our spinal twist. Right knee can stay down, or you can curl those right toes under. Lift that right knee, right hand plants, left arm open. Excellent. Left hand comes back down. If you did not lift that knee right here, go ahead, curl the right toes under, lift the knee. Let's take it to our crescent. Sweep the arms up. Final time through this. Once again, we've got those 2. Knee repeater, 2, warrior 3. So shifting your weight onto that left foot, bringing the knee in towards center, nice and controlled, and then extending out for our warrior 3. Taking your inhale and exhale, and then gently setting those right toes down and resetting. Final time through takes us up to that knee repeat, in, and then we extend out into our balance, warrior 3. Little extra hold here. Keep your core nice and long and strong. One more big inhale. Exhale, sets those right toes down, lifts that torso. Excellent. Go ahead and fold it forward. Plant those hands, 3-legged dog with the left. Set those left toes down next to the right. You can have those feet walk forward to those hands, or those hands walk back to those feet. Either way, we're in our forward fold. And in the interest of not getting cut off this week, we will just find our extended mountain to our namaste. So our inhale rolls us all the way up. Extended mountain, those palms